And I caught up with Will just a few moments ago, and I asked him what he can do with his body now compared to prior to the surgery.
It's more now since it's been almost 8 full months. I'm swinging different, but it's way more efficient. I hit 50 drivers in a row, over a couple of days ago. My caddy Joel came in town, and we were just trying to figure out maybe a setting on my driver, and I felt fine the next day. But the difference is that I would even say that I probably wouldn't even give myself the time to recover, and then I'd go back out and do the same thing the next day. So I think it's more maturity than it is not doing doing something I couldn't do before. I mean, I was able to, pop off 125 mile an hour club head speed, but I'd be hitting it everywhere. But, now it's just so much more efficient, and it's way more rotary or more horizontal in turn, way less vertical, which makes it easier on my back. And so, like I said, it's just different. And it's just kind of a level of maturity that, I don't, when you get out on tour, you want to work hard, you want to work as hard as you possibly can. And I would keep doing it day in, day out, and wouldn't give myself the time to recover. But I think now it's, instead of working harder, it's working smarter.
You've always been a passionate player. After the surgery and you were going through rehab and the long wait for recovery, did that elevate your hunger or passion at all?
Yeah, it was, for the first probably 3-4 months, it was just getting back to just living. Being able to just do the dishes at home, simple things like that.
You do dishes?
Shockingly, not well either, if you ask my wife, but and definitely play the hide and seek game where I put stuff that doesn't belong where it goes. But no, I mean, it was just simple stuff, like not being able to walk one of our dogs just in case, maybe, we got a puppy a couple years ago, and if she pulled, maybe I might pull something. So it was just overly cautious, and so it was mainly getting back to living, and then finally it got back to, all right, I'm ready to play golf again. And, watching these guys, week in, week out, where normally I wouldn't watch any golf, was kind of fun. But at the same time, I was also still around the game, just given everything that's been going on with the game over the last 7 months. So, I was still in it, even though I wasn't really around it, but my mind was, every day was always around golf.
This is your first PGA Tour start since surgery, but you did play the Hero World Challenge. What did you digest from all of that?
Yeah, I think the biggest change between coming back at the beginning of last year and then this comeback was I kind of got away from my DNA as a ball striker. I was trying to change things that I don't think really would have helped me in terms of my back, but I actually, at the time, I thought they did. And I just got back to who I was. I made sure, I was able to spend a very brief amount of time with Tiger in September up at the Nexus Cup, and he gave me a few little tidbits about, he, had the same surgeon that I did, and, the recovery that he went through was obviously way more extensive than mine. But, the biggest advice that he gave me was, you don't need to go digesting and go find, something that's hidden. If you have to put a camera that's on your rear end, where most of the time cameras are on either face on or down the line, just to make sure that you're turning properly, you're not putting stress on your back. That's as valuable as any other 3D or anything like that. So really just owning what I'm doing and making it as efficient as possible. And it feels simple now, whereas before it was very complicated. It was trying to do something that I had a hard time quantifying. So now it's just, like I said, the simplicity of what I'm doing is something that's is invaluable.
Now, he has made a significant equipment change since that back surgery, and Will Zalatoris not going to a long broom-style putter. We saw that in competition at the Hero World Challenge. And I asked Will, what does this do for him using this style of putter? He says, first, I use bigger muscles, and I'm more of a linear guy. I'm like the straight back, straight through stroke, and this offers me the opportunity to do just that. He also said, if I'd have known about this earlier in my career, I would have made the switch, even maybe back to his junior days. But he is very excited with his putting game right now. And of course, putting has been a bit of a deficiency in his professional career, but he seems like he's comfortable and confident with this new style putter. And as for this week, I asked Will, I said, what's a good week? Your first PGA Tour start in more than 9 months. And he said, I'm here to win. So he is fully committed and excited about the Sony Open here in Hawaii. Guys?
From his health to his putting to his dishwashing skills, great stuff from Todd Lewis, the Sony Open. I'll tell you what, I have a theory. I think Will Zalatoris is one of the most important players on the PGA Tour. This is someone who won the United States Junior Amateur, who attended Wake Forest on an Arnold Palmer scholarship, who was a PGA Tour winner, has 6 top 10 finishes in major championships, 3 of them runner-ups, who absolutely loves being a PGA Tour member. He is one of 2 players, in my opinion, who go to work every day with a huge smile on the PGA Tour. One is Will Zalatoris, the other is Sahith Theegala. In this era of uncertainty, Will Zalatoris being healthy and out there, and we don't know what the future of this game is going to look like, I think is very, very important for the PGA Tour.
Certainly very important for Will Zalatoris as well, and he sounds as though he's in a good place, which would be great to see. The change to the putter is quite significant for Will Zalatoris because, as Todd noted, it was a deficiency. He had a real roller coaster ride at the Hero World Challenge last month where he finished 20th out of 20 guys. He went 81, 68, 79, 71, and there were 35 putts in that round of 81 when he was using the long putter out there. You got to really cut him some slack this week. I know he says he's there to win.
That's him. That's so him, though. That's him. That's my point. No one walks onto a golf course, or very few people, in my opinion, who would outwardly say that. He's confident. He luxuriates in that high expectation level.
But how can he be confident? You've got this, obviously the swing changes that he's talked about that are grinding in, but there's the putter change as well. There are health concerns. There's rust. There's confidence just from playing. I mean, he's played 8 times in the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And that's a very small sample size to come to a tournament with and say, I'm here to win. That may be what you tell yourself, but when he's alone in his hotel room at night, Will Zalatoris must have a goal that is a good benchmark to have coming out of this week. To simply, maybe he shows more improvement with a putter. Maybe the swing changes bed in a little more. Maybe he finishes top 20. I think winning sets a very high bar. He's in a good place. It's great to see him back. I don't think he should be held to the standard this week that he was being held to back in the summer of 22 when he won.
He has the confidence of someone who believes that his iron play is among the best, if not the best, when healthy on the PGA Tour. But the putter has to behave and the back has to behave as well.
And the last time the Tour had any stats on him when he was actually playing consistently, he was actually the best iron player on the PGA Tour.